Many people who receive a desk appearance ticket have never been in trouble with the law before, so they'll have lots of questions about what will happen when they go to court, including whether or not they need to hire a lawyer for their court appearance. A desk appearance ticket is issued by a police officer after you've been arrested for an offense. Typically, the offense is a crime, although sometimes the police will issue an appearance ticket for a non-criminal offense, like disorderly conduct. The desk appearance ticket orders you to return to court several weeks or months later. In the scheme of things, if you are arrested, you want to receive a desk appearance ticket because the alternative is for you to be booked through the system and brought directly to court. If you're processed through the system and not given a desk appearance ticket, you might be in a holding cell for up to 24 hours. On the other hand, if you're given a desk appearance ticket, you're typically only in custody for several hours, and that's just so that the police can take you to the precinct, process the arrest, and then give you a desk appearance ticket. Although that experience can still be traumatic and time-consuming, it's certainly much better than having to sleep in a jail cell overnight. A person is given a desk appearance ticket if his offense is relatively not very serious, and the court doesn't need to immediately intervene by doing something such as setting bail or issuing an order of protection. Generally speaking, under New York Criminal Procedure Law 150.20, police officers are required to issue desk appearance tickets for all misdemeanors and low-level felonies. However, many exceptions apply, so sometimes people charged with misdemeanors are still processed through the system and not given a desk appearance ticket. For instance, domestic violence misdemeanors typically do not result in a desk appearance ticket because the court often issues orders of protection to immediately protect the alleged victim. And to do so, the defendant has to be processed through the system and brought in front of the judge who will issue the order. So some other common exceptions to the general rule that the desk appearance ticket must be given for misdemeanors and low-level felonies include, but aren't limited to, the defendant has warrants for their arrest for not appearing in court, or the defendant failed to appear in court proceedings over the last 2 years, if the defendant doesn't have an ID, as mentioned, if the person's charged with a domestic violence offense where the police think that an order of protection is likely to occur. Also, if the person is charged with a sex offense. And finally, if the person's charged with an offense where the court can suspend the person's driver's license. So for instance, like a DUI or driving under the influence of alcohol. A desk appearance ticket is only issued if your case will be pending in criminal court. In other words, a desk appearance ticket, it's not a summons that orders you to a civil court, like traffic court. Cases in criminal court are serious because they can result in jail time and a permanent criminal record if you don't strategically handle your case. Because of the seriousness of criminal court, you're entitled to a lawyer for your case. In fact, if you can't afford a lawyer, the judge will assign a public defender to you on your first court date so that your rights are protected. Although most public defenders are very capable and they're hardworking lawyers, hiring a private attorney for your desk appearance ticket has several distinct advantages. First, hiring a lawyer immediately after you're arrested helps secure any evidence that you might need for your case. So, public defenders are assigned to desk appearance ticket cases on the day of the first court appearance, which, as I mentioned, can be months after the arrest. Oftentimes, evidence can get destroyed within weeks after the arrest, so a public defender might not be able to preserve evidence that a private attorney would be able to preserve. So, for instance, let's say that you're charged with assault, and this incident happened at a bar, and you know that you were just defending yourself because the alleged victim was the initial aggressor. Let's say that the bar has video surveillance, but the system is set up to only last 2 weeks because the cameras are always re-recording over older data that's on the flash drive. So in this scenario, although it's not the fault of your public defender, by the time he or she would actually get the case, it could be too late to get that video footage. But on the other hand, a private attorney would be able to immediately send out an investigator once being retained so that you could preserve the video footage, and also the lawyer could submit legal subpoenas if needed to make sure that that video footage is recovered. Secondly, by hiring a private attorney immediately after you are arrested, you can speak with your attorney at length before your court appearance so that you can get peace of mind by knowing what you can expect the outcome of your case to be. Although most district attorneys' offices don't evaluate their desk appearance ticket cases until the day of the first court appearance, an experienced private New York City desk appearance lawyer can assess your case to give you a general sense of what you can expect with your case. Typically, a person who receives a desk appearance ticket can expect the prosecution to make an offer to resolve the case during the first court appearance. Now, that's not always the case. So for instance, oftentimes like assault cases where the person receives a desk appearance ticket won't be resolved at arraignment, but generally speaking, many cases can be resolved at the first court appearance. So for instance, for a first arrest, the prosecution might agree to drop the charges down to a non-criminal offense. And in some cases, they might even agree to dismiss the case. Oftentimes, these deals are conditioned on the defendant completing either community service or some other sort of class or program. An experienced New York City desk appearance lawyer could assess your case before your court appearance so that you can develop a game plan, whether that's to take a good offer to get the case over with as soon as possible, or to fight the case in an effort to get a complete dismissal. If you've been charged with a crime in New York City and you received a desk appearance ticket, give me a call for a free consultation. I can assess your case to determine the best path forward.